Guys, in today's video I'm going to talk about the lenses, especially about the 85mm, because I've got a lot of messages why am I using all the time 85mm and then I should use something else. Let's get started. So as you all know, I'm using Viltrox 85mm f1.8 second generation. It's very cheap lens. It's around 430 pounds, I think, brand new on Amazon. Used one probably you can buy for like 70 maybe, I have no clue. I just bought the brand new. This lens has f1.8 up to f16 and it supports the in-camera stabilization, so there is no stabilization in the lens itself. I'm not sad about it because the thing is, lens is extremely cheap, so for this price range I don't mind, to be honest. The lens supports 72mm filter thread, so for me it's good because I have Tamron, which is I think 67mm, and Meike, which is I think also 67, so I just put one adapter and I have like one ND or polarizer for all three lenses that I have. The lens itself supports autofocus and full eye autofocus as well, so you don't need to worry about the portraits, to be honest. Unfortunately there is no weather sealing for this lens, so I wouldn't recommend you to use it in the extreme rain as I did. If you have this lens, do it by your own and don't blame me if you damage the lens, because it was only the situation, it was raining and I wanted photos like in the rain, and I forgot this, back, to be honest, net cover for the camera. So like I said, there is no weather sealing. This is the only minus, but it survived in my situation when I was shooting. The lens is sharp enough even in the f1.8. I had a lot of messages from people from Instagram, Facebook and whatever, what kind of G Master I'm using, or is it Sigma or is it something else. And when I said to them it's not even Sigma, it's not even G Master, they were like, are you serious right now? I said, yes, I'm not using any G Master lenses, so I want to compare it later on because I've been using some G Master lenses as well. So I'm not saying the lens is like killing every single other lens, but it also depends on your editing skills, if you are over editing the photos and stuff like this. So it's not only about lenses and the gear, it's also about like how you edit the photos. That's the thing. Guys, I'm so unlucky. I went to central London to record the vlog over there, to have this kind of like city vibe, and I couldn't because it was raining, and I have new microphone and stuff like this, I don't want to damage. And if you see behind me, it's perfectly good. Sun is coming out, and yeah, that's like I said, I'm unlucky. So I went back home and I went some area around, and I decided to record the vlog here. I don't know why I'm so tired, maybe because I have like 15 kg backpack on my back. So now let's talk about the 85mm lenses in general. I'm not going to talk specifically like about Sigma or something, in general, because like I said, I've had a lot of messages that I shouldn't use 85mm because first of all it's for portraits, which is a lie, and like I said, depends how you are using the lens. I'm using in 98% of my videos 85mm lens, and I had a lot of people texting me. You can't see it because sometimes these messages are private, so people were asking me what kind of lens I'm using, how I'm editing the photos and all this stuff, and I'm telling it's only 85mm, I'm not using anything else. Like I said, if you are telling the 85mm sucks, you are saying this probably because you don't know how to use it. And I can say it honestly, to be honest, because if you are using prime lens like me, 85mm, you have to be very creative. Let me change exposure. You have to be very creative. You need to look around your areas, how to shoot, from where to shoot, and all this stuff, composition and all this stuff. I need a break because I'm talking too much and I run out of breath. So for some people I think it's better to buy 24-70 or 70-100. I understand. I had messages why you didn't buy 70-100 G Master second generation. First of all, the price tag is for this I think £2,500, which is more than my camera. Second of all, any G Master lenses are above 1K. Somebody told me that I should buy the used lenses, but I'm not buying used lenses. because you never know what it went through, to be honest. And even though you have this 1-year guarantee from the stores and stuff, I prefer to buy the new one. So that's why it's better to save money, buy the new one. And if you know the lens is damaged, that's mean you fucked up. So guys, now I will tell you why you should buy 85mm. A lot of people will probably disagree with that, but I remember I borrowed this lens to Raymond, and he has, I think, Sigma 24 to 70mm. And I said to him, man, you need to use 85mm no matter what. If it's 1.4, 1.8, doesn't matter. So I give it to him, I think, for like 2-3 days or something like this. And he said to me, what's the price for it, because he wants to buy one. And I was talking to him, if you have more money, you can buy Samyang. I think Samyang is like f1.4, and no matter what kind of 85 you have, you will have a lot of fun. Like I said, of course, when I was in the event with the cars, you was very restricted with the space. You had to move around and stuff like this, but I'm trying to say, like, you have to be creative. If you are not creative, you can moan and cry, oh, prime lenses are shit. You should buy 16mm to 700 for 7,000 pounds f7. Like I said, you have to be more creative. I'm thinking to change 85mm, to be honest, for 105mm from Sigma f1.4. And I got messages as well like, why you are buying 105 when you have 85mm and it's the same thing. And somebody told me, like, instead of 105 I supposed to buy like 50mm or 70-100mm, but 70-100mm, like I said, cost 2,500 pounds. Sigma 105 cost 1,300 pounds. And in this kind of price, and it's brand new, what I know, and in this kind of price, I can buy another one proper lens. Or instead of this, I can buy a Tamron 50mm to 180 f2.8, and the aperture is fixed, so when you zoom to 180 it's still f2.8. The price tag, I think, is like 1,200 pounds, not almost 3,000. I've been getting also messages from someone who said, oh, you bought 50mm f1.2, I need 85mm f1.2 because I'm doing portraits. I said, first of all, if you are doing portraits, as you know, I'm not doing portraits, I prefer car photography. I don't like to, specifically work with the model, and portraits are very expensive. You need to buy flashlights, maybe studio you need to rent, I don't know. And I said to this person, first of all, if you are shooting f1.2, which I have, okay, it's manual lens, is more hardcore to nail it, but I'm using manual lenses anyways. So I said to this person, you're not gonna have anything in focus, because f1.2 is extremely open. You're not gonna have anything sharp almost. So I said to him, like, what's the point of f1.2 when you should shoot portraits like above f4, f5, f6 if you have studio? And you can even ask Niriq, who is shooting portraits much more than me. So like I said, you don't need 50mm f1.2, or I don't know, if you have 105mm f1.2, even I don't even know if it exists. I bought my 50mm f1.2 from Meike, first of all, because it's manual lens and I like manual lenses to use some time to time, and I'm using this also for like shooting b-rolls. So as you know, if you are a videographer, you should have manual lens instead of autofocus, and in Meike the focus ring is extremely smooth. I've used Sigma 24 to 70, and there the ring focus or zoom wasn't even that smooth. And if somebody will tell me that this lens is not even for cars, I've heard already as well, like 85 or 105 is not for cars and stuff like this. If you don't know how to shoot the cars, you don't know what you are talking about, to be honest, because there is a bunch of videos which are telling you shouldn't use 16mm, you shouldn't use, I don't know, 12mm, 10mm for cars, because it looks shit. It's, if you are shooting sport cars, you cannot have like bended car because of 16mm. It's like fisheye almost. So basically, if I'm shooting cars, I need this punch into the subject. So, it's separated background and the car looks more aggressive and stuff like this. So like I said, I'm not going to buy 60mm for cars. The only thing I might buy is 24 to 70, because this is like versatile lens for everything, and it's still like almost like 85, let's say. So I can sell my 85, I can buy 24 to 70, and I can buy Sigma 105. So like I said, if you are telling me that 85 or 105 is for portraits. Cool. If you don't know how to use the lens and it's not said on the internet, or 105 is only for portraits, and if you use it you go to jail or some shit. So guys, another thing is how do you edit these photos, because I mastered, let's say, how to edit the car photography, how to edit car photos. Portraits, I can do portraits, but I'm not a huge fan of them, to be honest. I'm a car guy and I prefer to edit cars, but I've seen people using the software with AI, which is total bullshit. You shouldn't use the software with the AI to edit the photos. And I'm not saying like you shouldn't at all, but the thing is, I have the software. It's Luminar AI, I think. I bought it like very long time back, but I stopped using it because Lightroom is much better. And in this software, basically, if you are editing portraits, you have like section specifically for the portraits. So basically you have bunch of sliders showing you to change, I don't know, separate lips, eyebrows, neck, skin, whatever. So basically it's like for amateurs. And if you are using Luminar AI and you are very upset that I called you amateur, but that's true, to be honest. I've used that. And I prefer masking by myself. I'm editing iPad for editing the photos using Apple Pencil, and it's much better for me than the Luminar AI, because you are losing the quality. That's the thing, and I even spoke about that with Near EQ. Like I said, if you are using Luminar AI, you're using any kind of software with AI, so you are just amateur, I'm sorry to say that. Or even if people are using Snapchat or some other stupid app on the phone and stuff, like if you are shooting raw photos and fuck off. If you are shooting raw photos and you want to do it professionally, I don't know why you are not learning Lightroom. I learned everything by myself. I just edit like 20,000 photos and I didn't even know what I'm doing, what is a histogram, what is exposure, like this kind of stuff. So if you are telling me you are owning like all G Master lenses and all of them are slow autofocus, slow everything, just stop moaning and change your settings. I'm using Viltrox. I had sometimes situation that I was basically trying to focus and I've seen on the camera is like focusing, but this is only because I was too close to the subject. So should you use the 85mm for street photography or portrait or whatever? Yes. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, Raymond was using this. Not everybody is capable to use the 85mm. Everybody says like you don't have enough space with the 85mm when you're doing photography, portraits and stuff like this. But until now, for like I think 1.5 years, I'm using 85mm. Nobody, I have messages, but I've never had like huge message or something, oh you shouldn't use 85mm for all the time because it's strict, like you don't have enough space and all this stuff, blah blah blah. So guys, it depends. Let me change the exposure. It depends also what you want to achieve. Like I said, I cannot use 60mm for car photography because the car will be looking shit. That's true. 60mm I think you can use for portraits if you want these look-up shots, like you know, you have model crouching and stuff like this and she's looking at the camera and you are pointing the camera to the top, so you have like with the buildings. But just don't tell me 85 is shit or something like this, because it's seriously ridiculous. If you don't know how to use it, then you can say it's useless. Like I said guys, this is 400, around 20 pounds, let's say, depends when did you bought it. It went through a lot of stuff. If you can see, it's scratched. Let me hide my face. It's scratched already, but it still works. It went through a lot of stuff. It went through the rain, it went through like extreme rain, seriously. So guys, stop moaning that your G Master lenses for 5,000 and all this stuff is very slow autofocus, that they are not sharp enough and all this bullshit, because in my opinion you just don't understand your gear. I know personally some people, they bought cameras like A7R4 or A7 IV or maybe A7R5. Honestly, I'm taking better pictures than them using A7 III. I don't have any G Master lenses. I have only, like I said, 420 pounds lens. So do you need like lenses for, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5,000? If you have money to buy it, yes. Somebody told me as well, like, oh, if you are doing like proper job for someone, for some company and stuff, you should have G Master. It's not written anywhere like this. Like I said, if you know your gear you can use freaking 200-pound lens. For example, you have Neri Q, who was using, I think, some Canon. I don't remember the model of the Canon, but he was using as well a Slavic lens. It was like some Russian lens from 40 years ago. It was, I think, also manual. And when I checked his photos the first time when I met him, I was like, God damn it, he is probably like a7 IV, a7 III and G Master. When I realized his whole gear cost less than my vlogging camera, I was like, are you fucking serious? I was like, seriously? How did you do that? How did you manage? Because he learned his gear. He know what he wants. He know how to use his gear and all this stuff. Okay guys, because I'm running out of the breath, I spoke too much in this vlog, and I hope it gives you some kind of an outcome and some information about photography, like do you need like seriously expensive gear and stuff. You can say to me, oh, you are talking you don't need expensive gear, you bought a a7 III. Yes, only because I like Sony. I'm a fan of Sony, and I like the system, and most of my friends has Sony, so that means I can like change lenses with them. If I say to someone, can I borrow your 70-200, maybe he will borrow me. Most of the people, like I said, which I know have Sony, and I can exchange the lenses. Like I give my Viltrox to Raymond because he's using Sony A1, and you know this camera, a Sony A1 is like what, 4,000 pounds I think, and he was using Viltrox, which is for like 420 pounds around, and he was very surprised how sharp it is and how autofocus is fast and stuff like this. I'm not saying I can compare it to G Master like for 3,000 pounds or something, but it's still very good lens. You don't need, like I said, I repeat myself, you don't need lenses for 2,000-3,000 unless you feel like to buy it, and you know the money which you have is not gonna kill your wallet and pocket. Guys, so I said things that has to be said. If you are sensitive, then I'm sorry, but I spoke the truth, and these days literally everyone is sensitive. I will tell him like, I don't know, why is he using Snapchat instead of Lightroom, and he will say that I'm rude and stuff like this. So like I said, if you are sensitive, it's not my problem. I'm just honest person, as you don't know, and I'm just saying the truth. That's it. You know, don't think like I'm a rude person, like I will tell you to shut up or something like this. But if it comes to certain things like photography and stuff, and I have some knowledge, I can argue with some people, like, you know, like for example now about the lenses and stuff. You know, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be annoying. You can speak to many people. I meet some of my fans also, exchange information with me. They said to me that like I'm their mentor because I'm just honest, and I'm going straight to the point. Some people just faking stuff, and basically that's true. Like I've realized some people faking stuff. You know, I could make the video like tell you that you have to buy this lens, and that you need all of these G Master lenses. But you know, of course, sponsorships. People are saying this also because of the sponsorships. Maybe I will say that as well, but if it comes to this kind of stuff, you know, it's only because of the money. And some of these people probably saying this only because of the money, and honestly they know in their brain that you don't need these lenses. Guys, that's all for today's video. Like I said, if you are sensitive, it's your business. If you disagree with me, your business. If you are saying that I'm wrong, that you need G Master lenses and all this stuff, that I don't know what I'm doing in photography, I can give you some people which learn from me a lot, and I'm not doing this like some of you for like 3, 4, 6 years, and some people are telling me that I'm doing better than some of the other people. So that's all for today's video. I'm your moody guy. I understand it's 2023, 24 is coming, but please just don't be such a pussy.